G'day beautiful people, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at Lt Lech Krill, or Lech Krill. I don't really care, let's be honest. Okay, so he is the boss of Mars. He would be the third boss that you encounter. He's the boss of Mars. He's also a dual boss on Ceres along with Vor, but we're not really going to worry about that too much. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video on that because it's pretty much covered already, but I might, we'll see, because you do have to cover the rewards and stuff anyway. So taking a look at Lech Krill, he has clone flesh, a shield, and alloy armor. So radiation against his alloy armor is going to do really well. Toxin, or viral rather, against his clone flesh is going to do really well. And obviously magnetic, cold, and impact are going to do well against his shield. But the thing is with Lech Krill, you kind of don't need to worry about that too much because he's got kind of an interesting mechanic where you have to take out his backpack first. And with the right weapons, you should be okay. It can be a little bit tedious and take a little while, but you won't have too many issues. So, as far as weapons go, if I was going to go and take him out now, doing endgame content, I would definitely take something like Tigris Prime, Archoplasma, something like that, something very heavy hitting. And I find it's actually really easy to take him down because the majority of times I find him now, it's actually during Kuva floods. So he's level 100. I actually take my Loki Prime and distract him with my clone. He will attack the clone and leave himself open to be attacked by you, so it's actually pretty cool. So if you have Loki early game, maybe you bought Loki or you've purchased Loki Prime with Platinum, then good for you. Probably do that and use his clone to distract Lech Krill. Apart from that, alright, we're going to just do it the way that we normally do it. And we're going to just go with Excalibur, as per usual, okay? So that I can just show you that it is definitely possible to not need these bullshit frames in order to get things done. Now, so what we want is, really we want, IPS-wise, it doesn't really matter. Slash is going to be affected a little bit. Puncture damage is going to do okay. What I would probably recommend is taking, some sort of shotgun that you have. What I would probably do if I was you is actually build the heck as early as you can, which is probably actually going to be after this because I forget what the heck's mastery requirement is. But you can definitely get some form of shotgun to take him out with. But what we'll do is we're just going to actually take him out with the Prisma Gorgon. So we should have this set up with pretty much nothing. Actually, let's switch it up. We're going to take the Gorgon Wraith because that's partially the same as the normal. Obviously, it's a little bit better than the normal, but we'll just chuck one more mod on. If we chuck this on, that will give us corrosive damage. So there we go. All we really have is corrosive damage on top of this Gorgon. And we're going to go out and take out Lech Krill. Alright, so while we're loading in, we will talk about rewards. Obviously, because he is a boss, he has a chance to drop an Oracle Cell. He also drops his Lech Krill Sigil. He drops a bunch of mods, which are actually a couple of them pretty good, like cryo rounds. That's going to be very helpful for you early game. He has Killing Blow, not so helpful. He has Molten Impact, definitely one that you want as well. Stretch, which is also a very good mod. And Energy Channel. So you really want to get Stretch, Molten Impact, and Cryo rounds. I apologize. So apart from that, he will drop Excalibur parts on Mars. On Ceres he drops parts for Frost, but here he drops parts for Excalibur. So if you didn't choose Excalibur at the start of the game, this is going to be where you're going to get Excalibur. But I just normally pick Excalibur for these missions because I feel like a lot of people start with Excalibur because he is pretty well recommended. I mean, generally what I would recommend is if you don't want the hassle of building Vault later on, to choose Vault, because otherwise it will take you quite a while to get Vault built, or unless you're lucky enough to just join a clan that has it built and just do it that way. But Excalibur is just a very, very good frame to start with, especially considering you can one-shot the Guardians of the Solar Rails at the relays. So, you know, it just makes life really easy. This is actually a pretty easy fight, to be honest, especially when you have a decent shotgun. So, I don't know, maybe you just want to defeat him. Some people, I assume, are just going to defeat him once just to progress and then come back later. So you see he does that attack there and he gets stuck. What we want to do is we want to change that backpack from blue or aqua to yellow as it is right now. Then the next time he does it, he will freeze and his backpack will actually take damage. Won't take damage for a long time. So that's why I like using a shotgun a lot of the time, because you can just absolutely do a lot of damage. Let's just deal with these with the Bondo just to get them out of my face. And we're taking a lot of damage. So you can make good use of this back room a lot of the times and just take out the ads. There are a lot of ads down there. Oh, hello. I think what we might do is, because there's someone in here as well, I think, is just come over to this side and just take out some of these guys. Just to make the fight a little bit even, I definitely recommend that you take these guys out as soon as you can, because they will be a pain in the ass. He's also frozen there. I didn't realise that even worked on him. So what I do is he'll have his gun out most of the time, just slide past him, and then he will go and slam the ground. So now that we've done that, it goes back to green. So just do the same thing again, just come past him. He may not do the right attack, but just keep sliding past him, and eventually he will do the attack that you actually want him to do. Or perhaps that's because we didn't take out his backpack. Dirt. We have to take out his backpack first. It is now. So now he should do his slam. My apologies. And then just keep rinse and repeating that. So while his backpack is blue, you want to shoot his backpack when he does his sort of side swipe with his melee weapon. And then when it is orange, because you've dealt enough damage, that is when he will slam. But it's pretty much just the same tactic, just sort of run past him, get him to do his attack, and then shoot the backpack. So it's orange at the moment. It should be blue now? No, it's still orange. There we go. Is there someone shooting him in the back? There is. Just take that guy out. I'll grab this little bit of salvage real quick. Okay, so it does take a while. Oh, he was already frozen, my bad. I'm just going to take these guys out. Obviously, you're probably not going to clear these ads quite as quickly as what I am now. But, I don't know, the first time I fought this, I didn't really get it done too quick. So don't be expecting that you have to get it done super quick. So he has actually changed. We've done enough damage to him now, where he's not in his cold form, he's in his heat form. So now just damage until he's dead. That's pretty much it. So all you're really doing is at the start of the fight, he's in his cold mode. It's just a matter of dodging attacks until his backpack is open. When it is blue, he will just do his side swings until he do enough damage. It will turn orange, and then you will do one of those ground pounds and freeze. You shoot the backpack again, you rinse and repeat, until he goes into this form, and then it's just a matter of dodging his heat attacks while you continue to shoot at him. And there he goes down. It's actually pretty easy. It can be if you're a little bit weak, especially sort of Warframe wise. If you're not very strong, you don't have too much health. You know, if you're Excalibur, just try to make use of his Radial Blind as much as you can to blind all the enemies. If you're Vault, just use your electricity to damage them, or your shields, you know, whatever you've got to do. If you are Mag, I'm sure Mag is the other one. I'm not 100% certain whether any of her abilities work on Lech Krill himself. Someone might be able to mention that in the comments. I do have a list of things that do work. So for early game people, we're going to assume that you only really have maybe Excalibur, Rhino, Nova, or Vault. So Vault's Discharge can be used to stunlock Lech Krill for a while. Rhino's Stomp can be used to disconnect the pipes without having to shoot the back. Nova's Molecular Prime can be used to slow Krill to make it easier to hit his weak point. And her Antimatter Drop can also be used to disconnect his pipes, as its explosion can pass through cover and Krill himself. What do we have? So who else was left? Excalibur, I don't think anything on Excalibur actually works. So that's about it. As far as rewards go, obviously we said that you are going to be getting parts for Excalibur. You have the mods, you have Orokin Cells and Lech Krill Sigil. Now, Endgame, like I said, I use Loki personally, but that's just because I really love playing Loki. And it's kind of easy mode. But when it comes to other Warframes, when you're using going against him in later content, Ash's Smokescreen, Loki's Invisibility, Ivara's Prowl, the Shade's Ghost, and the Hurus Kubera Stalk will cloak the player, creating really good opportunities to damage his backpack. Ash's Fatal Teleport can be used to deal massive damage to Lech Krill during his frozen state, when he's actually hit the ground and he's frozen. And during phase 2, which can instantly actually kill him in a normal mission. Atlas's Landslide, his third attack can destroy Krill's Cryopax tubes. Chroma's Spectral Scream, used on his backpack, can easily disconnect the pipes. Frost Snow Globe actually slows him down, which makes it really easy. Limbo's Riftwalk can be used to avoid all damage and lure him into melee range, so that's another good option. What else? You have Valkyr's Hysteria is actually really, really good. And Zephyr is probably the best counter using Turbulence. You can ignore pretty much all of the damage from his Gorgon and all of the enemies around you, which a lot of people these days are going to have themselves a Zephyr Prime. They're getting very cheap right now. Using Tailwind's Dive Bomb attack, you can actually detach the tubes on his back if you hit him. And Tornado will help keep all the random enemies off you. So, using Zephyr is actually a really good option because you can launch yourself into the air, use the Dive Bomb attack to take off his tubes. Turbulence will stop pretty much all damage, and the Tornadoes will annoy the shit out of the enemies so they're not annoying the shit out of you. But in the endgame, like I said, I actually use something like Tigress Prime, something that just lets out a boatload of damage in one hit, and I just go in with my Radiation and Toxin build. You can go in with Viral instead, so go in with Radiation or go in with Viral. Viral is made from Cold and Toxin, so we can actually run it on here. I don't have enough points. Actually, 11, 12, 13. We'd be close on getting 2 dual stat mods, but I can't actually run it. So if we were to put Chilling Grasp on here, we would have Radiation and Viral, and that would do boatloads of damage to him, but it's really not that hard. He becomes a little bit harder next time that we actually see him. and when you are doing sorties, you may need to put a decent combination of damage types together. But apart from that, I'm pretty sure we covered everything. Not really suggesting frames. Like at this stage in the game, you'll sort of get by with whatever you've got. Weapon wise, you can pretty much use anything. It's just a matter of remembering to, he will have his Gorgon out, so slide past him, get him to attack, and then shoot his backpack while it is blue, turn it orange, and then next time you slide past him, he will slam the ground, be ready to actually attack him again while he's frozen to do damage. Eventually he will go to his heat phase, and then it's just a matter of don't die and keep shooting him. Try to keep on the move a little bit because he will shoot fireballs at you, so that's about all you really need to know. Late game people, you've fought him before, you know what you're up against. It's the only thing I would say is I just recommend taking radiation and viral damage. It's probably going to get you the best bet. Use a shotgun, you'll be fine. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button. Leave me a comment if anything that I spoke about today didn't sink in and you just want to ask a couple of questions about it, or if I missed anything at all, especially to do with Warframe abilities that can help out in this fight. Leave that in the comment section in the down there, and subscribe if you're not already. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I love your face, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.